Alejandra Aponte is a 20-year-old Puerto Rican and Mexican Latina who founded First Fig Press, a publishing company which provides young authors the opportunity to publish their own work. Can you tell us about First Fig Press? What is it all about?
I've been writing since I was a little girl. As I got older, I started thinking, wow, there are people who actually do this for a living. And I started doing a lot of reading and a lot of research about publishing and the industry as a whole because it interested me. And finally, one of my mentors, her name is Donna Sozio. She's written some books and she's been featured on the Tyra Banks show and she's done really well. She suggested to me, why don't you start your own, publishing house? And I at first I laughed. I was like, no, I could never, but the more she talked about it, the more I decided that it would be a really good idea because aside from being interested in writing, I've always also been interested in the writing of others. And I've always, with my writer friends, we always read each other's work and critique it and stuff. And so that has also always been really interesting to me. So this is just like the perfect marriage of both of my favorite things. And what I'm really excited about is giving opportunities to people who would otherwise be overlooked by major houses. I'm really interested in books as an art form and in literature as an art. And that's what I'm hoping to do with my publishing company is just to make art available for everyone. The name First Fig comes from one of my favorite poems called First Fig by Edna St. Vincent Millay. The poem goes, my candle burns at both ends. It will not last the night. But ah, my foes, and oh, my friends, it gives a lovely light. And when she wrote it, it was taken as a really feminist poem, like a rallying cry. But for me, I really love the name, and I love what she did with her poetry. So that's why I picked that.
So you're targeting everyone.
Well, yes. I'm mostly working with young writers. But I believe that even though I'm mostly working in children's and young adult books, that literature is for everyone. I think that anybody can read young adult books aimed particularly at teenagers. Anybody can read Harry Potter or The Hunger Games and get like the same rush out of it that a child would. I think because that's something that lives in all of us,
You were mentioning a show. Okay, tell me about that.
It was trippy. It was this show called Young Icons, and basically what it was this program that they spotlight different young people doing interesting things. For me, it was really daunting because I watched a few episodes to kind of get a feel of what the show was like, and they were featuring kids. They featured this boy. He's like 12. He started a bone marrow donor service. And he tours the country in a bus all summer getting names for bone donors. Like, they're targeting these kids who are heroes. And then I show up and I'm like, yeah, I wrote a book. I don't know. It's writing is fun, kid. Like, it felt so weird, I felt so intimidated, but it was really fun. I did not know this at the time, but it aired nationwide. I was shocked that I started getting letters from all over the country and just all of these kids saying, I saw you on TV and I want to do what you do.
So how are you helping not only connecting young adults to being writers, but also allowing them to speak and say what they want to say?
By honoring the people that are not spoken for in my books. I mean, everything we see is white. Television, it's all white. Books, it's all white. And so I always encourage the kids that I mentor and the people that I talk to write about themselves and to write about what they know. People that are mixed or that are of any particular ethnicity, whether you're Black, whether you're, Latina, whether you're, Cuban and Japanese, whether you're Russian, whether you're whatever. I mean, you owe it to your culture to speak about it honestly and openly. Because otherwise we're not going to make any progress. And I think that talk about not knowing, your heritage. Talk about that. We have to get a conversation going.
Let's talk about your book, because I think that can actually talk about what you just talked about. It's called Murder and Other Madness. What is it about?
It is the story of 4 teenaged girls who live in Los Angeles and attend a private Catholic all-girls high school with nuns. And the book is about how they solve a murder. There's more to it than that. One of the 4 girls, her name is Beckett. She's the narrator of the story. It's really her story. The 3 friends have a big part in it. Her 3 best friends have a very prominent roles in the story, but we see everything through Beckett's eyes. It's first-person narration. Beckett is half Latina and half white. Her father was white. And her mother is very Latin, but hides it. She dyes her hair blonde. She speaks a particular way. She Americanized her name. Her name is Divina, but she makes everyone call her D because she doesn't want any, she's very particular about that. And I wanted to really discuss that in a way that wasn't preachy or political. I think that it's something that happens a lot. I think that a lot of women and men feel like it's something that they need to do in order to fit in. So I wanted to talk about that and how it has affected, Beckett, how it affected her, seeing her mother kind of, eschew her culture. I wanted to see how that worked out. And it's interesting because LA is such a great city to set it in because it's such a melting pot of Latin cultures.
So when are you launching it?
Fingers crossed. If everything comes together, hopefully this summer.
What are the 3 things that you think that they should take ownership or at least do to start off their career?
In terms of business, there's 3 things. First, social media is good, but it's not the be-all and end-all. If you're gonna use social media, which you should, pick 2 or 3 sites that you love and just focus on those. Don't try to do Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, Instagram, Friendster, Google Plus, no, you're gonna die. It'll kill you. And a blog, you'll die. You'll spread yourself too thin. You'll feel like you don't have enough content to update on everything.
What are the 3 that you would recommend that they should concentrate on?
I actually think Twitter. The amount of conversations that are being had about reading, about writing on Twitter, it's really amazing. It's really amazing. Twitter, Goodreads, which is a site it's like Facebook, but for, bookish people. You can update, what are you reading? What have you read? You can rate books. You can, you can talk about things. There are different groups you can join. And finally, Tumblr, which might seem weird, but I think that Tumblr is a really good catch-all for all of the other social media sites, Pinterest, Google Plus, a blog or whatever. It can all fit under the Tumblr umbrella. You can have a blog there and you can have text posts, your own writing. You can have pictures, you can have music, you can have all kinds of stuff, and that can kind of be your home base.
So on your blog, and this is interesting because I actually love the quote. On your blog, AlejandraAponte.com.
Yeah.
Give you
thank you.
That.
Plug.
Your tagline is a quote by Dorothy Parker.
Yes, it is.
And I'm going to read it. It says, "The first thing I do in the morning is brush my teeth and sharpen my tongue." Why do you pick that quote? How does it represent you? I'm curious.
Well, Dorothy Parker is one of my all-time favorite authors, and the reason why I picked that quote is because I've always been very verbal. I've always used words like that, and I've always related to Dorothy Parker's brand of humor. When you read the book, you'll see what I mean, because a lot of the book is very dry, very snarky. Beckett makes fun of Catholic school a lot. There are some jabs at organized religion also, and so it's very I've always related to that, so that's why I picked that quote. I don't know. I don't even wear real pants every day. I am willing to admit this on the internet. I wear pajamas to the office, guys. I said it. It's over now. Nobody's gonna take me seriously ever again. I wear pajamas to the office.
Now, are there any other tips for young Latinos who may feel they're too young to start something of their own, or that they feel like nobody's listening to them? What would you say to them, to aspire them to do what they would like to do?
I think it's important to, if you want to do something, do it. Because the fearlessness that young people have is unique to you. I think that being brazen and bold and just being just out with it is something that is very unique to young people. That's not, I As you get older, you lose that. You lose that courage. You get installed in a particular life, and it's very difficult to break out of it or to do anything out of the norm. You have to just go for it, making yourself happy, because that in turn is going to make other people happy. It's an exchange. It seems self-centered, but it's really not. It seems arrogant. Like, I'm just going to do what I want, and whatever. But it's not, because when you're happy, it makes other people happy. Look up people who have done something similar to what you do or want to do, and talk to them. The worst thing that'll happen is they say no, and they dismiss you, and it's not as scary as you think it is.
So perfectly said. Love it.
Thank you.